I am Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! We're about to go kill some fucking dragons. Let's find some dragons to fucking murder. I think I found our first victim. He's gonna feel the test of my blade. So be very, very quiet. Alright, let's go. We gotta rush in and slay him! Dragon! Ah. I think he's dead. See now, when you find dragons like this, you take your sword, sponsored by Lego, and you stab them in their fucking hearts. Ah! 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 This will be how we destroy those goddamn true Dracos. Alright boys, we're in our bloody backyard, looking for some more dragons to slay with our sword sponsored by Lego. This is gonna be insane. Holy shit, I think I found a dragon. Let's cut his ass up and show him some mincemeat. Ah! Ah! I think he's dead. I think he's dead. This is Lego! What's good, team? Right now I'm about to bring you guys another episode of the Beating series this week. In this week's episode of the Beating series, we're going to be going over how to beat the True Draco deck. The True Draco deck is ultimately going to be probably the best deck going into National Season. And with that being said, I had to give you guys the only real ways to beat the deck and give you guys a few tech ways as well. So, like I always tell you guys, without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, welcome to this episode of How to Beat True Draco. So, as you guys already know, in this video, I'm just going to be pretty much going over the best ways to beat the True Draco deck. So yeah, let's begin. We're going to shoot straight into it, starting off with the number one card to beat the deck. You guys should already know, Mask of Restrict. Yeah, that's right, Mask of Restrict. It's the best side deck card for this deck. It's an instant floodgate. And going to this National Season format, everyone should be siding 3, no exceptions. Simple effect, cards cannot be tributed. This pretty much shuts off the entire deck. I mean, outside of this deck, honestly speaking, I wouldn't even know what the side deck this card for. But with that being said, True Dracos are currently, from what I'm seeing, leading in Japan, with second place coming up to be True King Dinosaurs, and I think second place is also mixed in with Zodiac. So with that being said, everyone should be side decking 3 Master Restrict. I mean, it's simple floodgate, it simplifies the game state, opponent can't tribute, so they don't draw a card like a, let's say for example, a Cosmic Cyclone or a Twin Twister, they're gonna have a hard time. Next up, the Kaijus, yes. Another simple effect. Now you guys are really gonna mainly want to use the Kaijus to out the Masterpiece. They're universal, and you can either side deck them or main deck them. Probably gonna want to main deck them in the next format, mainly because the Kaiju is not only good for getting rid of Masterpiece. You guys do not know what Masterpiece does. Masterpiece, the True Draco Slayer, is the True Draco that pops once per turn during either player's turn and makes himself unaffected by effects. And since I just brought that up, if you guys have not seen my True Draco Explain series episode where I go in depth about the deck, you guys can click in the ad card right here to watch that video. But yeah, Gamma Seal is a really great card to out that card, because once they bring him out, just Gamma Seal it and be able to Gamma Seal from there, because popping once per turn while being unaffected from stuff is great. But also another great thing about the Kaijus for the True Draco matchup, you guys can Kaiju any of the True Dracos on the field, for they won't be able to get those effects where once your opponent activates a card effect, they can either activate or send a Spell Trap card from their deck to the graveyard. So yeah, man, the Kaijus are really great. They're universal side deck cards. Almost every deck gets hurt by the Kaijus. My deck Spirals get crapped on by the Kaijus. So Kaijus are just a really great cards to pick up for this deck. So yeah, side deck the Kaijus, guys, to beat over the True Draco deck. The Ghost Duo. Now, I talked about these in how to beat the True King Dinosaur variant, and honestly, it's the same thing for this variant. They both hurt the True King True Draco deck. From what I've seen off back, they're both the best hand drops in the game, and you can main deck both at 3 if you want, or you can main deck 3 Ghost Ogre as a budget option to main deck 3 Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring. Ghost Ogre's effect pays 3s during either player's turn when a monster effect on the field activates, or when a spell and trap card effect on the field activates. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, destroy that card. You can only use the effect of Ghost Ogre once per turn. So the reason why this is great against that because they have their monsters when they hit the field, when your opponent activates a card effect, they can send a spell or trap from their deck to the graveyard. You can blow that monster out, really simple to get rid of it. Unfortunately, they'll still be able to get their spell or trap effect, but ridding their field of one monster is always going to be great. And then not to mention also, once they activate their spell or trap card, you can blow their spell or trap cards up. So it helps you rid their field of targets to bring out those 6-star, 7-star, and 8-star tribute summon monsters in the True Draco deck. Now, as far as the Ghost Action Winter Spring, it just completely floodgates the deck from doing what it wants to do, which is pretty much searching and drawing and wombo comboing. Ghost Ash shut all that stuff down. It's the reason why the card is ranked at 3 in the OCG. So yeah, the Ghost Duo is amazing against this matchup. No questions to be asked on that one. Next up, the deck banishers. Now the deck banishers are some of the more budget options for the players that don't want to go out and spend a bunch of money in Ghost Action Winter Springs. Downflaws is you have to go first with these cards and you have to draw them. Different Dimension Ground, in particular, effect base 3 is this turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is removed from play instead. This is great when your opponent wants to set up the spell and traps, the True Draco spell and traps on their field, try to go for a tribute, or if they go set, you can activate Different Dimension Ground. Reason being, because if you're in a competitive environment, no one's just gonna go set right away. They usually play their monsters and then set in main phase 2. So if you still want to go set in main phase 1, you got to a Different Dimension Ground, or even Macros Cosmos for that matter. And then when they try to tribute for the to bring out their True Draco, their cards get banished, and they don't get the graveyard effect of popping a spell and trap card on the field. So it's Different Dimension Ground is one of the better cards for the side deck. That's a trap. A lot of players in the OCG are citing it at 3, and I predict a lot of players in the TCG will follow suit pretty much. Then we have Banisher of the Radiance. Very simple Different Dimension Ground. Only difference is he's a 1600 body, level 3. He's great if you want to try to run a floodgate type of deck. He has a 1600 beat stick, so your opponent still will be able to bring out their monsters in the True Draco deck to get over him, but them not gaining advantage by getting your spell and trap cards into the graveyard can help you just beat them due to the fact that they're not getting that additional pop monster on the field. And if you have, I say so, for example, a Solemn Strike, you can just get them a hard time because everything they have is banished. Same thing can be said for Macros Cosmos. The difference is Macros Cosmos is at 1, and it is a trap, and it works for both players. I mean, Banisher and Macro works for both players, but Macros Cosmos is a trap that can be MSC, keep that in mind. Macros Cosmos is at 1, so it is a cheaper card. So if you're on a strict budget, I highly recommend going for the Macros Cosmos. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the cards you really can side deck for this deck. I mean, the True Draco, True King deck is honestly just a very simple deck. They want to tribute off their spell and traps, to bring out their monsters, to pop back row, pop monsters. They don't really have a lot of high OTK potential. They have a lot of control and potential because a lot of their traps can activate in the battle phase. But once again, you guys can check out my True King, True Draco deck explain, where I go into that in detail. So, as a recap to this video, you guys want to use the deck banishers for this deck to beat it. You guys want to use the Ghost Duo because honestly they're best hand traps in the game. They're just here for a reason. Konami just pretty much limited Max C to make these cards really great because everyone's just running through Max C. And speaking of Max C really fast, Max C is a card that's gonna be used in every player's deck, no exceptions. It's that Luxac card. But the thing about Max C is it's unaffected by this deck, and that's just due to the fact that Max C revolves around special summoning, and this deck gets a bunch of normal summons similar to the Domain Monarch. So yeah, the Ghost Duo is amazing to handling that out. Then we have the Kaijus, which is mainly for the Masterpiece, and anytime they want to go first turn, Draco Slayer path, you can just Kaiju off the Draco Slayer and just start comboing off, beating up the Kaiju and attacking for game. Then we have Master Restrict, which is ultimately the best side deck choice for this deck. I repeat, the best side deck choice for the deck because it's an instant floodgate. They don't have the MST, the Cosmic Cyclone, the Twister. They're gonna have a hard time. So this was my how to beat the True Draco deck. If you guys thought that there were some cards on this video that should have been listed. I would love for you guys to post that in the comment section down below. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you give it a big thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed the content you guys saw today, hit that subscribe button for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I generally upload 4 to 5 days a week with 1 or 2 live streams. And also, if you guys really enjoy my content a lot, you guys can now follow me on Patreon. Link will be in the description below. I should have something up this week. So alright guys, this is Chris from Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm signing out. Peace guys, stay innovative. Deuces.